It's not right there.
That's the guy, J.W.COAL.
You know, and maybe if I Google it, maybe I can get it.
Okay.
You're in J.W.COAL Museum and Gift Shop in Prattville before he passed away. And when they were breaking up the museum, we acquired this.
Nice. All hand built.
I'm very happy we got those models.
Yeah. Oh, they're impressive. Well, hello, YouTubers. I'm coming to you from Tamaqua at the Historical Center, Tamaqua's Historical Museum. As you can see behind me, if you know it from my other videos, they have these models here. And I want to show you a little bit more detail about these models. You'll see when you first walk in, the biggest one that they have here is this coal breaker. Now, I don't know if there's an actual coal breaker itself, but if you look inside, you got the lights, all the workings of a real coal breaker. And this was actually in another museum up in Prattville. I'll picture this here. J.W.COAL Jewelry and Gifts. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that, but you can look. Let me put the sign inside here. See a little workshop down to the details. Little switch boxes, everything. I don't think that's part of it. I think that's some parts to some of the mechanisms here, but very, very detailed. That would have been how a coal breaker would work. Let me get some pictures of this. This is so neat. This is what I'm talking about when you see model railroading. You should try to incorporate something with coal into it. That would be a challenge. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to build myself a model railroad. I'm going to try to make it look like a coal mining town with an actual breaker, an actual mine right above my coal bin in my house. Let me snap some pictures of it and I'll give you a little more details on it. And the same guy also built this walking drag line. I left my water there for my work. Now it's kind of in disrepair right now. I'm going to repair it at one point and get this. This actually works. If you look right here, these are the controls for it. So what this was designed to do, you could swing around, walk across this table, and I guess they're going to set up a little artificial bottom rock so that you can drag coal up it and show how this works, and then have it when you'd like have a pile of coal. When it gets that pile of coal over here, it can walk over this way and start removing the coal and putting it over here, just to show how an operated walking drag line operates. And this is pretty much a nice size scale. I would say this would possibly pass for HO scale. The size of it. I don't have a train here. This HO rate. This HO. No, I'm sorry. Correction. Not HO, but O scale, which is right next to it here in the display with the Anthracite Region Heritage and Culture display, which is nicely done. Let's get a little snapshot of that. Hope it comes through the glass okay, but yeah, that would probably be O scale. I have to learn my terms. I used to have HO scale when I had a little training. That's what I'm going to pretty much model. And this would probably be O scale as well. Very neat. I'll put a link down. I don't know the guy's name. J.W. I can't think of his name. I'll put a link down, or I'll put it on the bottom of the video here. The guy that built it. Very neat. And then they have. Now this isn't an operator, this is a model of a shaft, a vertical shaft. It would also be known as, maybe this is for water? No. No, there's the little not man carts, what do they call them? The cages. Go down into a mine. Now, so they also use these to pump water out. They pull water up, it would dump out to the side, they'd send the bucket back down and fill up thousands of gallons of water they pump out that way. You can see all the mining heritage stuff. They got old helmets, older than the one even I got. Calcium carbide, that was for the carbide lamps, which that's one right there. I have this lamp, this is probably early 1900s. This would be like 1800s technology. Yeah, there's an old battery for the, well, that's from the 50s probably. Very neat, very neat. And the one thing I really wanted to show, this is cool. You probably hear it in the background operating. An actual operating tipple with what's called a gun slope system, where it automatically would dump the coal and go back down, and they could reload the coal. This would go on and on like this. Whenever the mine was open, this would be running like this, back and forth. Now this would be similar to what would be at the Potts Colliery, where those tracks were going down the hill. I'll put the picture of that up to remind you. If you didn't see that video yet, I'll put a link up for that. But there was a slope mine. I got my shadow in the way here. The lights are. But that is pretty cool. Everything right, and it uses real coal. Let's see when the next car comes up out of the mine. Now it does return back. In a normal mine, they wouldn't have that. That's just for show, so it can keep circulating coal for show. Normally it would come out here and there would be a truck, or maybe in one of these guys, if it was an older mine, parked to get coal to market. Yeah, you can see that other chute there for the return. That's just to return the coal back so it can keep cycling over and over. Redundancy. That's what the key is on this thing. Redundancy. Just keep. Now I'll show you a little more of the mechanisms inside here. I can remove this. And inside here, of course, this is the hoist house. Now these would have electrical, but back in the old days, it would have been steam powered. Just put the little makeshift telephone pole there. Open up the hoist house to show you a little of the mechanism. We got an actual, similar to what would be in the hoist house. Now, this is all rigged up. I put this motor in. That's from it's an actual MIG welder wire feed motor. It worked perfect. The other motor burned out. As you can see, when it winds up, you just reverse it. One would go down, another one come up. Now this is a typical for a lot of the slopes or the plains that were around here. I hope you can hear me well with all this noise going on. But the plains used to have this setup where one car would be sent down, the other one would be pulled up. That would counterbalance it. Very neat. Whoop, the wires are getting caught in the thing there. Well, let me put this back together. I'm going to show you a little more what goes into this model. I think it was made out of an old stereo cabinet, the way the legs are or something, but then they show all the layers. The mammoth vein, there's the three splits. Bottom split, middle split, top split. You have a Skidmore vein, a 7-foot vein, and a leader vein. Now this might have been veins up in Frackville. I don't think they're accurate for Tamaqua. I have to look. There's so many different coal veins in the regions. And you can see and that's what it would look like if you took a slice of the earth and looked in cross section of the earth. That's what you would see. The black would be the coal, gray would be shale, and I'm assuming that would be sandstone and or conglomerate. But yeah, very neat. And I think this would be considered O scale by those tracks. But the scale for this, the tracks might be O scale. This would possibly be, I'm gonna say this would be almost 16th scale, maybe a little bigger gauge than O scale, because the tracks for this to be accurate with O scale would have to be a lot smaller than what's there. But anyway, let's look at the inner workings of it. Inside, you have a little mine down here. And I tried to put a light in here so it would show you a little bit better how this works. As the car comes down, opens that little door, gets a load of coal, goes back up. The other one's coming down. This is what it would look like in the mines in a way. That one gets loaded, goes back up. The next one comes down. Now you'll see how this chute works. This chute is just designed just to reload this. It's not the way the mines would be. It's all just to keep recycling the coal back and forth. Otherwise you're rock on. We do have some spillage, but I'll leave that in there. That makes it realistic. Cool. Let me show you. That's all in that container. It all works. I'll show you the other workings. This side, over by the insides, you have the wire. There's a switch over here to turn it on and off. And they use a 12-volt battery charger. Well, it's only running at what? It spikes a little when it reverses, but normally it's running below 5 amps. That's not bad. And there's that light I put in just to see. And these are all spare parts for the machine, but that's how it works. And how it reverses, there's a little switch. Now, this wouldn't be on the tipple, but there's that little switch that when this comes up, it hits that, switches it to reverse. Motor goes the other way, and this one comes up. Excuse my shadows, but the lighting's not real bright in here. Now how that's switched, and just constantly goes. All right, take a couple photos of this. Okay, YouTubers, I think that'll do it for a little video I did here this week on this little model, and I'm thinking of doing something like this on my little train layout when I get to it. I think it'll be neat. So, all right, this is Tamaqua Historical Society. I had to think where I was at, and I want to thank Dale Freudenberger, the president of this historical society, for letting me film, not my finger, but this nice model, actually 3 models of coal-related machines that were used back in the day. Some of them still used today. Oh, I got some coal. Look at that. I'm not even in the mine. I'm in a model of mine, and I'm already getting coal dirt on me. All right, but like I said, these are 3 models. I'll put the name of the guy that built them down at the bottom here. Handmade. I don't know when that, I'll have to look up when J.W.COAL jewelry at gift shop was opened up in Frackville, and I'll put some links down for the museum here when they're open, so you can come and check this out for yourselves. It's very, very neat. And I had to do a little repairs to it to get it working, but working A-okay right now. Okay, well, until my next adventure, please subscribe, please like this video, share this with all your friends, please. I got almost 1,000 subscribers. Thank each and every one of you for that. And until next time, and see you later.